going on? I got another unboxing for you. This time it's the old school digital controller. So this is for Nintendo Gamecube, and obviously when you look at it, it's basically trying to go after the Super Nintendo design. The reason why I bought this is for the 2D games that are on the Nintendo Gamecube, especially with the Game Boy Advance. I want a good D-pad, and the GameCube controller really just kind of sucks in that aspect. It's just too small. It probably works really good for a kid, but for someone with adult-sized hands, nah, it's not that good. Games I want to use this for are, of course, my GBA collection, any of the Mega Man collection games, and then, of course, one of my personal favorites is Sonic CD. So I bought this controller because Hori made one for the GameCube back in the day, and just like the 64 controller, it's hard to find and it's really expensive. So Old Skool made a controller, and one thing I like about this is they advertise on the front 10-foot cable. That's awesome because all the Nintendo licensed controllers back in the day, too short. That's why the Wavebird was awesome back then. But no rumble. But anyway, back to the Old Skool. So let's go ahead and open this guy and see what you get. Oops. Alright, so really no thrills with this one. You get what you see, which is a controller in a box, no manual, nothing. If you need a manual for a standard controller like this, then just stick to your smartphone games. Alright, now that that's out of the way, let's check this guy out. So right away, feels solid. There's absolutely no writing on the back, so my guess is they got the exact mold that Hori used and just basically did their version. So honestly, first impressions, I really like the way these buttons feel. I'm actually surprised. So your standard face buttons and the D-pad really feel fine. So not bad at all. Would I have preferred to have the candy buttons from the Super Nintendo? Yeah, probably. I'm sure they could have done it, but that's not what they're going after with this one. They're going after specifically making a controller that's like the Hori controller. So the only buttons that feel kind of bad on this, Z feels really stiff, but I really can't imagine you're going to use that button hardly at all when playing a game that's designed for, what the game you want to play this for, like Donkey Kong on the GBA. The shoulder buttons, they feel okay. They'll get the job done. They feel real squishy. That's a good way to describe it. I feel like I'm pushing the button in beyond the shell of the controller. But, it's not really a big deal. So you definitely want to push it on the ends. If you push it towards the center of the controller, it doesn't go in. So probably where it connects or to the controller. Cord length, 10-foot, awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and give this guy a shot and give you guys my honest opinion on it. So, yeah, Old Skool gaming. Alright, so I've been using the Old Skool GameCube controller now for a while, and I gotta say, I'm actually quite impressed with it. I really didn't think it was going to be that good of a controller, mostly because the name, the packaging, how cheap it feels. But honestly, it's a really good controller for playing games on your GameCube that you want to use a proper D-pad on. I've been playing several games like, Sonic Collection, Mega Man Collection, Game Boy Advance Player, and it's solid. It's responsive. It's comfortable. The buttons, I don't feel any lag with it whatsoever. It works. The only thing I'll say still is I think the L and R buttons don't feel the best, but they work. There was no issues at all playing the game. I think I pointed out earlier that the molding down here is cheap and there's are some sharp edges. But overall, like, if you want to play classic games on your GameCube, whether it be Game Boy games or compilations like Sonic, Mega Man, even classic Zelda, This is a very good controller to play those games with. Like, I am really impressed. I know Hori made a officially licensed one. I don't know if it was released in America. I know it was in Japan, and that's what this guy's copying. And I am like really impressed with it. I've never used old school products on any other system. I kind of just bought this one because it looked like a cool controller, even though I knew exactly what it was doing. It was copying Hori. But man, if you want to play your old games, get this controller. Absolutely. I bought this on Amazon. I'll leave a link down below, and I'd be curious to see what Old School does next. I think it'd be cool in a way if they released another controller like this, but instead of doing the GameCube buttons, do the Super Nintendo layout. It might work, it might not. I mean, I think it would personally, but the D-pad on this thing is great. The buttons are clicky. Start, select, Z, no issues. L and R is my only, gripe, but they work. Definitely buy this controller if you want to play classic games on your GameCube. All right, have a good one. Leave questions and comments below, and I'll answer them. All right, have a good one.